Well, how's it going, guys? Devin here with Backcountry Exposure, as always. So this is a gear loadout of 22 total pounds, including food and water. We're gonna work through this. There's not really any organization to how I have this set up. We're just gonna talk about each item, and if you have questions about it, you can ask down in the comments. So just now moving through each of these items, wet ones, obviously, to do my business. Got my Cascade Wild 2-ounce ultralight table. Freaking love this thing. The one 64-ounce Sawyer bag, that's all I'm going to need for this trip because water is going to be pretty plentiful. Gsi Cup, which I really love this thing. I've been taking it with me, gosh, as many trips as I can remember as long as I've had it. And oatmeal, dinner, everything I pretty much eat out of this thing, as well as drink my hot drinks from it. I'm going to be carrying a different stove than I normally do, and the reason for that is I've pretty much decided that the fry bake is going to come with me every single time I go out into the field, and cooking on a Whisper Light is just a really good thing to do. And I love the Whisper Light. We're going to be in fairly cold conditions, so having a nice reliable liquid feed stove is going to be really nice. This is the Whisper Light International. Picked this up around Christmas time, and this will be the first time taking this stove out, but I've used the Whisper Lights several times over the years in college and just other trips. Pump for the stove, and the fuel bottle is not going to be in here because my buddy Jared is going to be carrying the fuel bottle. One of the benefits of sharing a stove, and you'll see here in a second with some other gear, and then the windscreen for the stove. Got the spatula for my fry bake, then a little tiny whisk that I got on Amazon. And the reason for the whisk is I'm going to be making another dessert made with pudding and Oreos, and so we're going to use the whisk to be able to actually mix that properly this time. Titanium Optimus long-handled spoon, which I really like. Something that I'm testing and going to be doing a review on is the Nightcore. This is the LR10 little tiny camp lantern. So I'm going to be testing that. Really cool so far from my experience. Got a little bottle of olive oil and some seasoning. And then this is a Fly High cheap generic blow up pillow from Amazon, and actually really like that thing. My Wildhorn Outfitters microfiber towel. Extra batteries for my camera. I've got my Leatherman Squirt, and the biggest reason for carrying this is to have essentially a pair of pliers to be able to do any kind of repairs that I would need, and I also use it to be able to grab the edge of the fry bake off of the stove so I don't burn my hand because it doesn't have a built-in handle. Hydro Blue VersaFlow as my water filter. So I'm going to be carrying that instead of doing like aqua mirror drops or anything this time. Next item is going to be my Black Diamond Iota. Probably my favorite headlamp that I've ever owned, and just super lightweight, really reliable, rechargeable. This is a fantastic item for anybody that's looking to save weight on their headlamp. So Black Diamond Iota. Got a little tiny stuff bag that I sewed that is going to carry my electronic stuff like my batteries and my charging cables for my phone and for my camera. Bic lighter. My knife is the Benchmade Bug Out 535. Carry a mirror, I think it's called, but this is available on Amazon. It's just a power bank. It's like 10,000 milliamps so that I can charge my phone and my camera. And the nice thing about this is it does have the solar panel on it, and it actually charges and it works. My bear rope and a carabiner to hang a bag, because everybody should carry a bear rope, really important. My first aid kit, which I was actually able to shave this down about 6 ounces from what I had it, and still feel really comfortable with what is in here to be able to take care of any things that would come up. I've got my hammock chair, which I sewed this myself and kind of modeled it after the Terrapin Outfitters hatchling. So I'm taking this because with the suspension and everything, this is 6 ounces, and in any type of situation where I can take this and I think there's going to be trees where we plan to camp, then I definitely want to be able to sit in this. It makes a really, really big difference in overall comfort. Tent stakes and guy lines for the Zion 2-person tent from Perea Outdoor Products, which you see right here. This is just the body of the tent, and I'm only carrying the body of the tent because Jared has the poles and the rainfly to be able to split up the weight for this. So it saves a bit of weight that way, about 2 pounds or so. And then I'm gonna go ahead and carry my Xped Sinmat UL again on this trip instead of my Thermarest Neo Air. Another thing that is a little bit different and interesting about this trip is I'm not carrying just one pair of shoes, I'm carrying 2 pairs of shoes. So these are going to be my camp shoes, my dry shoes, because we're anticipating a lot of water crossings, and so having a pair of shoes to be able to basically have dry feet at the end of the day is really, really important, especially when temperatures are going to be down in the 30s at this time. So taking an extra pair of shoes, that is just under a pound for those shoes. And then the infamous Frybake. This is the 8-inch Alpine Deep, and this thing, just absolutely love the Frybake. Everybody should have a Frybake in their backpacking system. Now moving back through most of my clothing items, I've got my Ortovox Civetta jacket. This is about a 6-ounce rain jacket, and so this is one of my lighter rain shells, my wind shell. Outdoor Designs goat leather palmed gloves, just to handle the colder temperatures. Rab mid-weight thermal bottoms. A new pair of Ex Officio boxer briefs. And then I've got 2 pairs of smart wools, knowing that I've got the likelihood of having wet feet. So I've got 2 pairs of socks to be able to take care of that kind of thing. And then my beanie. For my insulated layer, I've got my Arc'teryx Serum down jacket. And then my pack is the Waymark Gear Through 40. Still carrying that. Absolutely love this pack. And then the big thing that I'm most excited about in this entire group of gear is this quilt right here. This is the Hammock Gear Burrow Econ at a 40-degree rating with 1 ounce of extra fill in it, and so I'm really, really psyched on taking this. 2 things that I forgot to mention that were here in the pile is my Barca Lounger, which I ended up doing a modification on this. I shortened it, so now it is about a torso length pad, which saved me 2 ounces in weight, and then I carry this little cutting board. Well, there you go, guys. That is my gear loadout for this weekend's trip, and for the next trip, it's bound to change. But for the most part, things stay pretty similar, but something always changes, and that's what's most fun for me about the gear related to backpacking. So anyway, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, share the video, all that fun stuff, and we'll catch you on the next one.